What up, you guys in social mediaville? My name is JP, and I have a story that might entertain or interest you. Can you see me? So, if you can't see me, that's good because I'm an overnight guard and I'm furtive, and I believe you can call me crazy. Cool, sure, it's not the first time. I'm furtive and I'm in the cut and I'm in the dark so I can see and not be seen for my job. Also, in my mind, I'm nuts. I think like facial recognition technology is going to catalyze a dystopian fucking future that George Orwell from the book 1984 catalyzed. And I'm so special, the world revolves around me, that I'm going to be doxxed and vetted amongst other subversive free thinkers and all this other shit. And whether you're religious or not, I'm sure you can relate to the hypothetical scenario of that, so let me try to cut to the chase. I know I'm a weird guy, so fucking what. I think I have a story guess that, it'll entertain you, at least. So anyway, guys, I want you to look up some things that I wrote down that I think is very convincing paranormal things. We live in a day and age where YouTube is rampant, so you can catch a lot of shit before somebody tries to fucking censor or fuck with it, And anyway, man, I know a lot of people are just gonna bitterly believe whatever the fuck they want to believe, and I understand the plight of atheism. I understand, there's this was one Christian doubter, anti-God, atheist apologist called something Raul. What's his name? He's some heavy metal guy that fucking always debates Kent Hovind. And I could tell, I know that he came from a very religious, oppressive background, and I know that catalyzes this, revilement to stupid shit. World is flat fucking thinking, witch hunt motherfuckers, and I'm a libertarian Christian, and we don't believe that Jesus ever iterated an earthly theocracy, nor, no, you get the fucking point. Like the medieval church saying, progression of knowledge is bad. Operating on cadavers is bad for medical experiments. The world's flat. Don't question nothing. Just fucking don't question the church or the pope or fucking. It's tyranny. And so I'm just letting you know right now, Mr. Atheist, that I understand your fucking plight. And I understand your revilement against religion, and I can. It's a whole other video of why I believe I'm convinced about my God is true and the whole 9 yards. But so anyway, before I get into my story, I want to show you some. Look up Moore Park Shadow. Also look up this chick that says she's all about how California sucks. Right? This is a tangent. Pepper Princess, why California sucks. There's orbs and shit going all over the background of her house, and she admits it. Chicks play with pagan shit, man. Look up, I think this is one of the most convincing exorcisms ever caught on camera, even before the day and age where you can alter shit with what the fuck is it called? CGI or computer editing, what are the fuck special effects? The possession of Maurice Theriault, nicknamed Frenchie. I googled it. Supposedly that shit really went down. There's more stories like that I should have took more time. Look up. It's hard. This one's hard to find. Red apparition floating above St. Peter's Pacifica. What the fuck did the Catholics call that? This is the most horrific story I've ever fucking heard in my life. Some ex-drug addict that tries to help people named CG Kid or something. Worst salvia trip. Look up like horrific salvia trip from CG Kid. It's the most horrific story I've ever heard in my fucking life. Look up From New Age to Jesus by Stephen. I think his name is Stephen Bandcars. Okay, then also look for Man from Brazil shot in face zombie. Something along those lines. Some dude, he really explains it really good. I think his name is Shapar Kadash, spelled a Q, no U. And this one's hard. This one's not that hard to find. Like most convincing paranormal footage of like apparitions or ghosts at Gettysburg. long story short, guys, that kind of shit fucking just kind of confirms to me that the paranormal is fucking true, man. And there's some scary shit out there. I made my atheist friend laugh about how cynical I was. I was like, religion aside, look at life. Like, whether you hate God for it or not, there's like malevolent and benevolent animals. There's malevolent and benevolent people. There's like malevolent and benevolent plants with poisons and fucking parasites and fucking bacterias and fucking epidemics and pandemics and insects. And I was like, hey, there's shit in the fucking ocean that's fucking benevolent and malevolent. So what the fuck makes you not think that there's shit that you can't even fucking see that's benevolent or malevolent? Oh, okay, I get you're a naturalist, you're a materialist. Cool, sure, I respect that, I really fucking do. I think it's morally backed by cynicism, and it takes just as much faith to believe that everything in the universe that operates like a beautiful clock accidentally, sporadically came from absolutely nothing. It takes even more faith than believing in the God of the Bible, but let's continue. So with all that said, that I think there is convincing evidence for the paranormal, anthropomorphic anomalies in Peru that is indicative of like stuff like of the Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch was supposed to be added to the Bible, wherein 200 angels descended from heaven on Mount Hermon, which happens to be exactly 180 degrees geographically from Area 51, supposedly impregnated human women and defiled all sorts of animals, ostensibly making shit like T-Rex and all sorts of crazy shit that people blame God on. Like, oh man, God's such a monster, look at lions and sharks, like, as if they don't benefit the ecosystem. And then fucking, so supposedly that story, the dead spirits from all these fucking crazy shit that the angels above fucking procreated down here, making satyrs and shit like that, catalyzed the Noah's flood and also mandated the children of Israel to genocide people who are polluted with Nephilim blood. And Nephilim is purportedly basically Hebrew for anthropomorphic shit that's fucking demonic. And it goes on and on to like these motherfuckers represent themselves as anything from aliens, fairies, fucking goblins, whatever the fuck. And so there's a bunch of anomalies all over shit, and like a bunch of people from ancient times, they all unison fucking make pyramids and shit that not even knowing about each other. All say that their fucking royal lineage come from Jakarti, whatever the fuck, serpent people, and it all, almost all Western fucking occultism or spiritual beliefs, esoteric shit, originates from the Garden of Eden, and some people look at Lucifer as a good guy and Yahweh as a bad guy, and vice versa. So, with all that kind of shit just fucking thrown at you with very little time left to fucking tell my story, you kind of get that there is a lot of fucking evidence supporting my theory. Also, disclaimer, I've said this story so many fucking times that people are sick of it, but here it goes in case you haven't heard it. So, amongst a few like sleep paralysis and crazy visions I've ever seen, to talk naturalistically, I only seen an orb that had witnesses around me. All this other shit, I admit, are fucking dreams and visions. I don't know where the fuck came from. But and the more and more I see this shit on YouTube, that other people have similar fucking experiences with this shit. Oh, I fucking forgot a really good story. Damn it, I should have wrote that shit. This guy was talking about an apparition that was giving him sleep paralysis and shit. And it just confirmed to me, dude. I was like, when I used to fucking try to confide in my parents about this shit, they call me a bitch and they go to hell. And hearing this motherfucker talk about this shit, wow, man, I can't fucking believe it, dude. I mean, like, I gotta stop and really remind myself that what the fuck I experienced is actually real. How horrific. Because when 3 p.m. would kick in the next day, and I repented and gave my shit back to Jesus and everything, I was like, oh, thinking like you. Oh, is this all in my mind, man? Oh, man, just, I must have ate something weird. It's just nightmares. My dad calls me a bitch. He did it in Vietnam, so I'm afraid of, paralyzing demons. How fucking silly. So, my shit only lasts 15 minutes at a time, so I have 5 minutes to tell you my story. So I was living in sin with this chick, right? Really gross shit, really heartless, fucking like sinful sex and living in debauchery and all this shit. Bitter about life, really losering out, couldn't find a job, not graduating high school. It's like the very, very early 2000s or late 90s or some shit. So anyway, on a very non-tumultuous night, because we had a volatile relationship and shit like that, we're kind of joking, spirits are high. I'm not thinking about God or anything, dude. I'm thinking about having sex and fucking trying to blow off problems and thinking that life isn't that bad. So anyway, with a very good note and a very high spirits, I exit her room to go to, we're living with her parents and brother and shit. I exit her room after living in stinky fucking gross sex, dude, and fucking heartless, loveless sex. I was bitter over some other ex and shit and just fucking around with this girl. So I'm on my way to, I think, her kitchen, right? And so I'm laughing at a joke or whatever, saying, right? And I'm looking down and stuff. So I'm about to walk in the hallway. It took like one step or so. And boom, I feel like I bumped into something, right? I'm looking down and I'm anticipating bumping into something real fast. And the very first like split second or nanosecond of my mind is conjecturing that, oh, I must have ran into her brother. Oh, there's someone in the hall, like about to say excuse me or some shit like that, right? From going from the most happiest fucking mood ever, I had like a brief vision of some kind of anthropomorphic creature. If you... This thing is naked, right? And it's very, very pale and sickly. And like I want to say there's like two bumps kind of coming out of its head, like some people get, like you know, like there's this lizard guy that has like the world tattoo. Anyway, it's very sickly and pale, and its eyes are very horrific. It's staring through you like a fucking 1,000-yard stare of fucking what the fuck. And its eyes, I want to say, is yellow. I want to say its pupils run what's that, up and down like a cat. And the bags around its eyes are so what's the word, pervasive or exaggerated. There's like veins and shit coming out of fucking gross, like exploded vagina looking motherfucking sags under its eyes. And its gaze is this 1,000-yard stare is motherfucking horrific, dude. Also, that like its ribs are protruding, but it's like sickly and fat at the same time. It's got like, you know, crusty yellow nails and fucking just really sickly and horrific looking. It's fucking gaze, man. That's the most fucking fucked up gaze in my life. The craziest thing is, I want to say like 10 years later or some shit, probably less than 10 years, supposedly some Korean girl, here we go again, another story about how someone went to hell and Jesus showed them this and that, and there must be a celebrity burning to the stake or some fucking shit like that. So I watched it on a lark, kind of trying to like mock this chick saying that whatever the fuck and this and that. And the crazy thing is when she depicted like the part of hell that lustful people go to, she pretty much painted what I saw. And you could look that up. It's pretty fucking horrific, man. So, yeah, and I got another story about some black shadow thing I saw when I was fucking really, really, really young. I had another last thing from my mind, and all of a sudden I go to a fucking world. And, like, this is like before I ever researched people saying life and death, near experiences where they feel like there's no time in the afterlife. And what I saw, look, I always thought it was like some fucking black tarred malignant shadow tree, and it really is the shape of that Hat Man thing that fucking people are talking about. So anyway, guys, I hope I entertained you. Thanks for coming along this fucking ride. It keeps me occupied at my job. God bless you. I pray nonetheless, whatever choice you make in life, God blesses all your stuff, and try not to be a douchebag with it, so we can at least try to deserve it, you know. But anyway, man, again, keep on rocking in the free world, and God bless. In Jesus' name.